In the depths of ancient myths and legends lies a tantalizing truth. The creatures that once sparked the imagination were not merely figments of storytelling. They were not merely flights of fantasy, but rather captivating glimpses into the hidden wonders of our world. Did you know that some of these mystical beings, whispered about in folklore, were in fact inspired by real animals? Welcome to the Lore Chronicles. In the vast and mysterious depths of the ocean, there lived a creature that was the stuff of legends, the giant squid. With its enormous size and long, writhing tentacles, it was a creature that inspired awe and fear in the hearts of sailors and adventurers. For centuries, tales of monstrous sea creatures had been passed down through generations. Sailors would spin tales of enormous tentacled beasts rising from the depths, attacking ships and dragging unfortunate sailors down into the murky waters. These stories fueled the imagination of many, but they were often dismissed as mere myths and legends. But little did people know, lurking beneath the waves, the giant squid truly existed. It was a creature of immense proportions, reaching lengths of up to 43 feet or 13 meters for those who measure things that way. And it weighed over a ton. With its massive eyes, sharp beak, and 8 long tentacles, it was a formidable predator of the deep sea. The giant squid, however, preferred to dwell in the dark and cold depths of the ocean, far away from the prying eyes of humans. Its elusive nature only added to the mystery surrounding it. Sailors who claimed to have encountered the giant squid were often met with skepticism and disbelief. It wasn't until the late 19th century that the truth behind the giant squid began to emerge. In 1873, a French zoologist named Jules Verne set out on a daring adventure to capture this legendary creature. With a crew of brave men, they embarked on a journey into the unknown, armed with harpoons and a thirst for discovery. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months as they sailed through treacherous waters. Finally, their perseverance paid off when, one fateful day, they encountered a giant squid. It rose from the depths, its tentacles flailing in the air, creating a spectacle of epic proportions. Verne and his crew were amazed and terrified by the sight before them. They battled the creature, struggling to capture it and bring it to the surface. After a fierce struggle, they succeeded in securing the giant squid, providing the world with undeniable proof of its existence. Now, news of their incredible feat spread like wildfire, capturing the imaginations of people around the world. The giant squid, once dismissed as a mythical creature, was now a reality. Scientists studied the captured specimen, unlocking the secrets of this magnificent creature that had haunted the tales of the sea. From that day forward, the giant squid was no longer a creature of myth and legend. It became a symbol of the wonders that lay beneath the surface of the ocean, reminding us that there are still mysteries to be uncovered in our world. And so, the story of the giant squid serves as a reminder to all of us, young and old, that sometimes the things we think that are just fairy tales can turn out to be true. It teaches us to never stop exploring, to never stop believing in the incredible, and to embrace the wonders of our world with open hearts and curious minds. I know for me, I always think that there's still what we would consider dinosaurs somewhere in the depths of the ocean. There's so much that is yet to be explored. And it seems like often we find new creatures that exist in the oceans that we thought were actually myths. For centuries, tales of monstrous sea creatures with enormous tentacles roaming the deep ocean struck fear into hearts of sailors. These stories, often shared as folklore and maritime legends, fueled the mythology surrounding the giant squid. Now, I want to look at some of the misconceptions and false beliefs that perpetuated the mystery. The big story that many people have heard of is called the Kraken, and that was a prevalent myth that the giant squid was the legendary Kraken, a colossal sea monster capable of dragging entire ships beneath the waves. This belief stemmed from the accounts of sailors encountering massive tentacled creatures that wreaked havoc on vessels. The Kraken became a symbol of maritime terror, but it was later revealed that these encounters were likely giant squid. There's also stories of eyes as windows to the soul. Of course, that's another misconception, that the eyes of the giant squid possess supernatural powers and can mesmerize or hypnotize its prey. This belief added an air of mysticism to the creature, further blurring the line between fact and fiction. And of course, there's this myth of mythical proportions. The size of the giant squid was also a subject of exaggeration, like many things, with tales describing specimens of colossal proportions, sometimes reaching lengths of hundreds of feet. These exaggerated accounts added to the creature's mythical status and made it seem even more awe-inspiring. Now, maybe some of those stories were actually true, and maybe they were hundreds of feet, but that's yet to be seen. Yet to be seen. Now, despite these misconceptions, the truth about the giant squid gradually emerged through scientific exploration and advancements in technology. So here's how reality unfolded. In the late 19th century, the discovery of giant squid specimens washed ashore and provided tangible evidence of their existence. These remnants allowed scientists to study the creatures up close and gain insights into their anatomy and biology. We also have photographic evidence. The first photographs of a living giant squid in its natural habitat were captured in the late 20th century. These images, obtained through pioneering deep-sea exploration and photography, shattered the myth and provided undeniable proof of the creature's existence. And of course, there's been scientific study into the phenomenon. Researchers have since conducted extensive studies on giant squids, employing advanced techniques such as deep-sea submersibles and DNA analysis. These efforts have deepened our understanding of their behavior, distribution, and ecological role in the marine ecosystem. On a remote island in Indonesia, there lived a creature that was the stuff of legends, the mighty Komodo dragon. With its fierce appearance and deadly reputation, it was a creature that captured the imaginations of people far and wide. For centuries, tales of giant, man-eating lizards roaming the island have been passed down through generations. Villagers spoke of encounters with these fearsome beasts, describing their immense size, sharp claws, and venomous bite. These stories were woven into the fabric of local folklore, but they were often dismissed, as usual, as mere myths and legends. But little did people know, deep within the dense forests of Komodo Island, the Komodo dragon truly existed. It was a creature of immense power, reaching lengths of up to 10 feet, or 3 meters for those people who measure things that way, and weighed over 150 pounds, or 70 kilograms. With its scaly skin, strong jaws, and razor-sharp teeth, it was a formidable predator. The Komodo dragon, however, preferred to dwell in the wild and rugged terrain of its island habitat, far away from human settlements. Its elusive nature only added to the mystery surrounding it. Villagers who claimed to have encountered the Komodo dragon were often met with skepticism and disbelief. That seems like a familiar theme. It actually wasn't until the early 20th century that the truth behind the Komodo dragon began to unfold. In 1910, a Dutch colonial officer named Lieutenant Stein van Hensbroek embarked on an expedition to Komodo Island to investigate the rumors of these mythical creatures. As he ventured into the dense forest, Lieutenant Hensbroek came face to face with a Komodo dragon for the first time. He was both amazed and terrified by the sight before him. The creature's immense size, powerful jaws, and deadly saliva left him in awe, as it would anyone. News of Lieutenant Hensbroek's encounter spread, capturing the attention of scientists and researchers around the world. They were intrigued by the existence of this real-life dragon and embarked on their own expeditions to study and document these fascinating creatures. Through scientific exploration and observation, the truth behind the Komodo dragon was unveiled. It was confirmed as a distinct species, Varanus komodoensis, I think. It was recognized as the largest living lizard on Earth. Scientists studied their behavior, feeding habits, and unique adaptations that allowed them to thrive in their harsh island environment. All right, let's look at the misconceptions and false beliefs. The Komodo dragon, native to the Indonesian islands, held a place of intrigue and mystery in local folklore. Here are some of the misconceptions and false beliefs that surrounded these incredible creatures. Unfortunately, it was not fire-breathing. That would have been cool, I guess. Like their mythical counterparts, Komodo dragons were often associated with fire-breathing abilities. Local legends fueled the belief that these reptiles possessed supernatural powers capable of exhaling deadly flames. This misconception added an air of mysticism and danger to the creatures. And of course, their size and appearance was also unfortunately exaggerated. Tales of gigantic proportions circulated, describing Komodo dragons as colossal creatures, towering over their surroundings. These stories contributed to the mythological image of these creatures, making them seem even more extraordinary. Now, the reality of the Komodo dragon emerged from the realm of myth and into the realm of scientific understanding through dedicated research and documentation, as all of these really have. Now, here's how the truth was unveiled. It was in the early 20th century when the existence of Komodo dragons was first officially documented and recognized by scientists. Now, since our Dutch colonial officer that we talked about earlier, there's been scientific studies. In the following years, expeditions and research efforts were undertaken to study the behavior, biology, and habitat of Komodo dragons. Scientists such as Dr. Peter Owens dedicated their efforts to unraveling the mystery surrounding these reptiles. Through careful observation and scientific analysis, they dispelled the myths and legends, shedding light on the nature of the Komodo dragons. As the understanding of Komodo dragons grew, so did the recognition of their vulnerability. Efforts to protect and conserve these fascinating creatures were initiated, including the establishment of Komodo National Park in 1980. Today, ongoing research and conservation measures continue to ensure the survival of these iconic reptiles. Often referred to as the African unicorn, the Okapi remained elusive and were thought to be a mythical creature until its remarkable discovery in the dense forest of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Okapi, with its unique appearance and elusive nature, sparked curiosity and fueled speculation about its existence. So let's look at the false beliefs first. The Okapi's striking appearance with its short-haired covered horns and zebra-like stripes on its hindquarters led to its association with mythical unicorns. The mystical allure of unicorns further added to the intrigue and mystery surrounding the Okapi. In local Congolese folklore, stories of a creature resembling the Okapi circulated, perpetuating the belief in its existence. These tales, passed down through generations, contributed to the myth and kept the Okapi shrouded in mystery. So, how was the truth behind the Okapi finally revealed? As always, there was a scientific exploration. In the early 20th century, an expedition led by British explorer Sir Harry Johnston embarked on a mission to uncover the truth behind the Okapi. Armed with descriptions from local hunters and indigenous people, the team ventured deep into the dense forest of the Democratic Republic of Congo. In 1901, after years of searching, the team succeeded in capturing the first live Okapi. This groundbreaking discovery stunned the scientific community and the world at large. The Okapi's unique blend of features such as its long neck, striped hindquarters, and short horns we talked about earlier fascinated researchers and confirmed that this once mythical creature was indeed a living, breathing species. The Okapi was officially classified as a distinct species, Okapi johnstoni, in honor of Sir Harry Johnston's contributions to its discovery. Further scientific discoveries revealed the Okapi's close relationship to giraffes, making it a truly remarkable and unique animal. The next creature on our list is, believe it or not, the fascinating gorilla. These majestic primates were once considered mythological creatures until their first encounters and documentation by Western explorers in the 19th century. Gorillas, with their imposing size and powerful presence, sparked both fear and curiosity. Early depictions and stories about gorillas often portrayed them as mythical creatures or monsters resembling humans. Explorers and travelers throughout Africa shared tales of encounters with gorillas, depicting them as a savage tribe or even hairy women. These accounts contributed to the mystery and confusion surrounding gorillas. Gorillas were often associated with ferocity and violence due to their size and occasional displays of dominance. I've seen some videos. They've got some displays of dominance. But the misconception led to their portrayal as overly aggressive and dangerous creatures in modern culture and media, but those things are still dangerous. I don't care how you look at it. The first mention of gorillas in Western records dates back to 500 BC, when Hanno the Navigator of Carthage wrote about his encounter with them during his mapping of the African coast. However, it is unclear whether the creatures encountered were gorillas, another species of apes or monkeys, or even humans. It wasn't until the 19th century that Western explorers such as Paul de Chaillu encountered and documented live gorillas during their travels throughout equatorial Africa. These encounters provided tangible evidence of the existence of these remarkable primates and sparked scientific interest in studying them. Through further scientific study and observation, gorillas were classified into different species and subspecies. Today we recognize the Western gorilla, gorilla, and the Eastern gorilla, gorilla barangay, as distinct species, each with their own subspecies. Ongoing research has deepened our understanding of gorilla behavior, social structures, and their crucial role in the ecosystems that they belong to. The next creature on our list is the intriguing platypus. With its unique combination of mammalian, avian, and reptilian features, the platypus was initially dismissed as a hoax until living specimens were observed and studied. Can you blame people? Just try to describe it without sounding like a kid is just drawing some random things together. So the platypus's unusual appearance and characteristics led to skepticism and disbelief. When Europeans first encountered the odd-looking platypus, it became the center of scientific debate, with some questioning whether it was a real animal or another elaborate hoax. The platypus posed challenges for classification due to the limited number of species available in Europe during the early encounters. Incomplete or preserved specimens made it difficult to identify distinguishing features such as mammary glands. However, through careful examination and analysis, scientists were able to classify the platypus into a new order called Monotremata, alongside the 4 living species of Echidna. Monotremes are egg-laying mammals that produce milk for their young, and the platypus is considered a unique evolutionary link between reptiles and mammals. English zoologist George Shaw in 1799 published the first scientific description of the platypus, acknowledging its extraordinary conformation and the resemblance of its beak to that of a duck grafted onto the head of a quadruped. Genomic studies of the platypus have revealed fascinating insights into its history, its evolutionary history. The platypus genome contains both reptilian and mammalian genes associated with egg fertilization. It lacks the mammalian sex-determining gene SRY, but has a mechanism of sex determination involving the AMH gene on the oldest Y chromosome. The platypus genome also exhibits unique signatures of evolution, reflecting its blend of reptilian and mammalian characteristics. The recognition of the platypus as a real and remarkable creature has led to efforts to protect and conserve its populations. As human settlements continue to grow and changes in freshwater conditions have led a negative impact on platypus populations, conservation measures and regulations have been implemented to safeguard. If you enjoyed learning about these mythical beings, make sure to check out our other videos on fascinating creatures and legends. Don't forget to leave a comment sharing your favorite mythical being, and we'll see you next time.